chat window, just make sure that you're putting it. Okay, now let's begin. Okay, I'm going to start with the very first topic, okay, which is really a very interesting topic, okay, which is how to get 100 leads in the next 90 days. Okay, so guys, just tell me, according to you, what do you think? Generating 100 leads in the next 90 days, as per your previous experience, is it difficult? If it's, just mention difficult or easy in the chat box. If you really feel this is whatever you feel. If it's difficult, just mention difficult. If you feel it's easy, just mention easy. Okay, I just want to know what is your feel about generating these 100 leads in the next 90 days. So one thing I can be very sure of, that the reason you have joined this workshop, okay, that means you face difficulties in doing this, generating 100 leads, right? So perfect. Yeah, hi Hetal. I can see you in the chat box. Hetal is from Toddler Orbit from Ahmedabad. Great. Okay, so let me first tell you why I have chosen 100 leads. Okay, and why not 200 or why not 500 or why not 50? Okay, there's a specific calculation which goes beyond this. Okay, when I do this, now when I'm doing this workshop, I've very clearly set my terms, as in I'm gonna assume a target of 30 admissions to be achieved in the next 90 days. Okay, now to do that, I'm also assuming one thing, okay, which is I'm assuming that you have a conversion ratio of 10:3. Okay, when I say 10:3, that means for every 10 admissions for you to achieve, you will have to meet at least 10 leads or 10 inquiries. Okay, or there have to be at least 10 walk-ins that happen. And on that basis, I'm assuming that your conversion ratio is an average, which is 10:3. Okay, now if you talk about conversion ratios, the best in industry, when it comes to preschools, the best conversation, just hold on. Okay, so the best conversion ratio in the preschool industry is around 60%, that is 10:6. Okay, if you have newly started, if you have recently started a preschool, it can be around 20% or 10%, 10%, that is 10:1. Okay, but I'm considering that the preschools that I've joined in are at least have an experience or been operational for last 1.5 or 2 years. Okay, considering that, ideal conversion ratio should be somewhere around 30%. Okay, so that means if you want to get these 30 admissions, okay, you will have to generate 100 leads. Okay, is this calculation very clear? Okay, it's a very simple calculation. You generate 100 leads with a conversion ratio of 30%. By end of 90 days, you would be in a position to convert 30 admissions out of these 100 leads. Okay, great. So now, once this calculation is clear, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, but before that, a quick disclaimer. Okay, don't be scared by this disclaimer. Okay, but generating 100 leads for your preschool is a commendable goal, but it's important to acknowledge that achieving this target requires substantial amount of hard work, okay, dedication, and consistent effort. Okay, today after attending this workshop, if you are not able to execute the things that I have told you, okay, it is really going to be difficult for you to achieve this number. Okay, this process might involve various strategies, optimization, adjustments, okay, and some tasks which you need to be doing on a regular, monthly, weekly, or maybe daily basis. Okay, so if you are able to do this, only then you will be able to achieve this. Okay, second disclaimer is when it comes to Facebook advertisement, I'm going to talk about how you can budget yourself for the paid campaigns. Okay, if you when you run these Facebook campaigns, the results might differ from preschool to preschool, from location to location. There are multiple factors that involve the market around you, what creative you are using, what is the call to action. Okay, so this is second disclaimer, and the third disclaimer is the cost per lead. Okay, now when I take you through the further presentation, you will have these terms would be clear in terms of what is cost per lead, okay, and what are the variables. But the cost per lead may differ from preschool to preschool, location to location. Okay, yes. Now, when I'm talking about 100 leads, of course, ऐसा तो कोई है नहीं जहाँ जिसमें by doing one activity consistently for 90 days आपको 100 leads मिलेंगे. Okay, there would be multiple things, multiple activities that I would be suggesting you. Okay, so that when you do those activities in a combined way on a consistent basis, you will be able to achieve the 100 leads. Okay, so there are going to be 5 activities which I am going to talk about. Okay, 5 एक्टिविटीज मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ जिससे आप ये 100 लीड्स जनरेट कर पाओगे. एंड इसमें से सारे 5 एक्टिविटीज डिटेल्ड में जाना आज थोड़ा टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट की वजह से डिफिकल्ट है. सो मैं इसमें से सिर्फ 3 चीज़ें पिक करने वाला हूँ, 3 एक्टिविटीज. आई एम गोना जस्ट पिक अप 3 एक्टिविटीज फ्रॉम दीज and go deep into that and explain you how those can be executed. Okay, now when I'm talking about 5 activities, okay, these 5 marketing activities are not going to get you equal 20 leads. Okay, so each activity will assign one target. Okay, and then accordingly we'll work on those targets when we conduct those activities. Okay, so the very first activity I'm talking about is Google Business Optimization. Okay, now this term might sound very technical. Okay, Google Business Optimization बहुत technical sound करता है, but don't worry, don't be scared, डरिए मत. ये Google Business Optimization मतलब कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ इसका मतलब है कि जब भी कोई सर्च करता है आपके लोकेशन में फॉर अ प्री स्कूल, ओके, आपका प्री स्कूल टॉप 3 में लिस्ट होना चाहिए. अगर आप लिस्टेड हो और आप टॉप 3, इफ यू आर लिस्टेड एंड इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग लिस्टेड सीन इन द टॉप 3 सर्चेस, आपका कोई मतलब नहीं है प्री स्कूल मतलब गूगल बिजनेस पे लिस्ट होने का. ओके, देयर इज नो यूज in getting yourself listed in Google business, okay, if you are not ranking in the top 3 searches. Okay, so when I say Google business optimization, it means I am going to tell you some techniques जिससे आप without any paid campaigns आप top 3 searches में rank कर पाओगे. And अगर हम 100 leads generate कर रहे हैं तो Google business optimize करके in the next 90 days हम लोग 20 leads expect कर पाएंगे. Okay, so Google business आपको इसलिए optimize करना है so that by end of the 3 months आप 20 lead वहां से generate कर पा रहे हो. That's it. Okay, second activity is WhatsApp marketing. Okay, now one good example, एक बहुत अच्छा example WhatsApp marketing का जो मैं करता हूँ is about this workshop. Okay, ये वर्कशॉप के बारे में जो भी आपको मैसेज आया था, ये वर्कशॉप का मैसेज आपको व्हाट्सएप पे आया था, राइट? तो देयर इज अ टूल जो मैं यूज करता हूँ जिससे कि मेरे पास अगर डेटाबेस है, इफ आई हैव अ गुड डेटाबेस ऑफ पेरेंट्स, आई मीन इन माय केस इट इज डेटाबेस ऑफ प्री स्कूल ओनर्स, बट इन योर केस इट वुड बी डेटाबेस ऑफ रिलेवेंट एज ग्रुप ऑफ पेरेंट्स. अगर ये डेटाबेस है आपके पास तो विद दिस टूल यू विल बी एबल टू सेंड मैसेजेस टू द डेटाबेस. ओके, अगेन एज आई सेड, व्हाट्सएप मार्केटिंग के थ्रू आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग टू मेनी लीड्स. ओके, बिकॉज जब हम व्हाट्सएप मार्केटिंग करते हैं तो इट इज मेजरली नॉट टू जनरेट अ लीड. ओके, इट इज टू I mean, it is to basic जो existing leads है, जो existing database है आपके पास, उसी को आपको और वैल्यू ऐड करने के लिए, ओके, और नर्चर करने के लिए we'll be using WhatsApp marketing. Okay, so let's ensure that with WhatsApp marketing we are getting 10 leads. Then comes networking. Okay, now जब मैं networking की बात कर रहा हूँ, whenever I'm talking about networking, I don't mean, or I don't want, I'm not asking you to join networking groups like BNI or Saturday clubs. Okay, to be very frank, for a preschool जहाँ पे आपका audience एक specific area से है और specific niche से है, वहाँ पे आपको ऐसे BNI या Saturday club join करके you will not benefit from that. Okay, so when I say networking, what I mean is reaching out to other businesses which have the same target market as you. Okay, जैसे आपका as a preschool owner, आपका target audience is parents between the age group of 25 to 35 who have kids in the age group of 2 to say 4, right? So you have to be first very clear कि आप किसको target कर रहे हो, and secondly what is the area. So जितना कि मैं preschool industry जानता हूँ, okay, मेरे 10 साल के experience से, I very well know that preschool का audience is limited to a radius of 1.5 or 2 kilometers. Okay, not more than that. Whatever enrollments you, because nowadays there is one preschool every 2 minutes, right? So in an area of even 1.5 to 2 kilometers, you will have like 20-30 preschools, right, of different brands. And usi competition mein you have to ensure that you get your lot of enrollments, right? So when I say networking, I mean that you need to connect with business owners who have the similar target audience. Okay, now I'll just give you a few examples. Pediatricians. Okay, I'm sure within an area of 2 to 3 kilometers of your radius from your preschool, there would be at least 10 to 15 pediatricians, right? Now if you look at the pediatricians, उनके पास जब parents जाते हैं तो they are going right from the birth of the child till 6, 7 or maybe even 8 to 10 years of age, right? Now unka target and aapka target is very same. They also want parents to come to their clinics. Similarly, you also want. Similarly, another example I would give is business owner or shopkeepers who are selling clothes, children garments. Okay, now this can be even toddler garments or even garments which are sold for children, okay, between the age group of 2 to 6. I'm sure आपके एरिया में बहुत सारे ऐसे shops होंगे who specifically deal into toddler clothes. Okay, so that is one thing. Third one is again a bit different, but it can be ice cream parlors. Okay, so make sure you're going and engaging and having conversation with these ice cream parlor owners, because mostly kids, families come to these ice cream parlors in the night. Okay, and most of them would be under your audience age group. Okay, so just think about all these business owners jinka audience is similar to yours. Okay, make a list of these kind of business owners, and when I say networking, you have to go to them, talk to them. It's not just making a list and just sending them some flyers. Okay, you have to go to them, talk to them, and have a fruitful discussion on how both of you can benefit from any marketing activity. Okay, I usually talk about such creative ideas in my blogs and even in my Friday masterclasses. So of course I'll give you all the details in the end कि ये Friday masterclasses कैसे होंगे, आप कैसे इसको join कर पाओगे. Fourth activity is the most important, okay, which is the paid campaigns on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, now if you see, I have given the maximum number of leads to be generated from paid campaigns, which is 40. Okay, so in the next 90 days, your target to generate 40 leads from paid campaigns. Okay, you should have that target. And then it is another very important thing, जो I don't know, बहुत सालों से people know about digital media, but still they are not very active. Okay, but yes, thankfully after this workshop, I'm sure I'll be giving you some hacks and some tools जिससे you will be able to stay active on social media. Okay, so being active on consistently, I'm going to talk about this in detail. Okay, so out of these 5 activities, as I said, I won't be able to take up each activity and give you go dig deep into that and talk about, but I'm going to talk about these 3 activities which are, I feel, should be on priority and should be something which you should immediately work on. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can optimize your Google business free of cost. Then I'll also show you some paid campaigns. Okay, and I'll also show you how to budget your preschool for these 40 leads to be generated. And yes, most importantly, in organic way, how you can be consistent on these social media platforms. Okay, how you can draft content. Okay, so if you have a designer assigned, how you can give him the content so that he creates those regular social media post designs. Okay, so all that I'm going to talk about.